Living your 2018 as if it were your last year, and we are on our 31st day, and I wanted to talk to you about mind readers, okay? So, how many of us think that our loved ones should be mind readers? Okay, you know what I mean. Well, tonight I'm teaching my Create a Happy Life course, and one of the women told me that a situation happens in her house. Okay, she's okay, her husband comes home, slams the door, he's kind of upset, and then she gets upset, and so he goes around, and then about a half an hour later he comes back and she's upset, and he says, well, why are you upset? What happened to you? Someone made you upset? What happened today? And she goes, well, I was fine until you came home with your attitude, and so now I have an attitude. Or let me tell you about another couple. The woman is very overwhelmed with work, and she's not getting enough hands-on practical help from her husband in helping with the children and the household. So what she does is she communicates continuously to the husband about how tired she is, how stressed out she is, how some help on his part would be welcomed. Now what happens is she gets angry and angrier, and she's telling him this in a frustrated way, so her message is getting lost in the anger because of course he goes into defensive mode. So what I'm talking to you about is communication. When we think that our loved ones should be mind readers instead of us clearly understanding what is it we are trying to communicate, the first point is we have to understand what we want to communicate, and then we have to give some real thought into what would be the best way to communicate this. Now, what both of these women were talking about was communication and respect. It wasn't about I'm tired, or it wasn't about I'm angry because you're angry. It was about respect. Come into the house and respect me, and leave maybe your problems at the door, because inside our house, that's what we're about, is serenity. We have to be on the same page about that though. Now what might have helped these two women resolve these situations is when we do not think that our loved ones should be mind readers, and we really go down and understand what it is that made us upset, what it is that has triggered us off, what it is we're trying to communicate, and then communicate it effectively. Now I know that sounds like a whole lot of stuff when your husband comes in and slams the door, but really, once we get the hang of it, it really becomes very simple. Also because once we get the habit of actually communicating and not thinking that the other person should just read our mind or know what we're going through, then the communication in the household gradually becomes more effective. And what happens in the household is that everyone learns that no one is a mind reader and that we have to communicate. So let's put some extra effort into it to communicate. I want to communicate respect. I want to communicate that I want you to care, that I can't do it alone. Whatever it is, we have to remember that we have to effectively communicate it, and not just think that the other person is able to read our minds. Now it takes a little bit of extra effort, but it is worth it, because that extra effort that you are putting in to make sure you have a good communication with your family members in your household makes it so that you live better in your body. Now, I have spoken to you about the biochemical effects of stress in your body, so I want you to remember it's a win-win situation for you and your body, that if you invest the extra energy in creating a stress-free environment in your household, your body wins. So, live your life, and love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. And no one is a mind reader, okay? Remember that. Bye.